Today we are doing a pick a card video for June 2024. I have cards 1 through 5, so think of your number now. Hi everyone, I'm Donna Stellhorn, your practical astrologer and your practical tarot reader, and I'm the author of the video course Tarot Reading the Natural Way. There's a link in the description. Today we are doing a pick a card video for June 2024. This card represents the challenges and opportunities you could receive in June of 2024. So I have cards 1 through 5, so think of a number and we'll get started. If you chose card number 1, you get the Queen of Pentacles. Now, with a queen, we know that you have some autonomy over your life. It's not like you can control all the armies of the world and all that, but you get to make choices about what you do, what you say, where you go, etc. And your focus here is very much on something that you value. We can see how she holds this pentacle in her lap with such care. Now, this could be, a person that you value, a situation, a project you're working on. But you're very, very focused on this. Now, the queen sits in this very abundant setting. We see animals around and, the trees are alive and growing. And so we know that this is an opportunity for you to make more money or to have more of something that you value. Now, this is also considered one of the 2 pregnancy cards, and so if that's a possibility for you, we not only have this sense that there's something growing in her lap, but also we have the little bunny. And so if that's a possibility, then yes, then it could be a yes. But otherwise, this is your time to focus on what it is that you value, because that you can then nurture and grow. If you chose card number 2, you get the Star. The Star is this beautiful card of this woman who is out in nature, who is completely unafraid, and who is performing a ritual out there that benefits not only herself, but the universe itself. And so we see her surrounded by stars, and this is that you have a lot of spiritual help right now. We see the little bird behind her, which is that you have friends in this earthly plane also to help you. And then you're there outside, tending the ground by pouring water onto the ground, and then you're also pouring water into the water. And so, of course, when we pour water onto the ground, then trees grow and abundance happens. But the water being poured into the water represents the river of consciousness. And so this is as you put out these good thoughts into the world that wonderful things happen, not just for you, but in your community and then outward. So this also indicates that you can gain a lot of help from the universe. Now, the most magical part of this card, of course, is that she is actually standing on the water. And so this is to believe that you can do magical things. And so I know sometimes we get caught up in just the mundane of every day being in a body and, trying to move through our existence. But this card indicates that this month you can do something that is extraordinary. And that may be as much as just, sending out your wishes to the universe or asking for some help and seeing the guiding hand of the universe actually active in your life. If you chose card number 3, you get the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups indicates there is some new good feeling beginning now. And so in a very mundane sense, this can be a new love relationship within 1 month. This also, though, could be something else that you love, like that there's a new baby in the family, a puppy, or that you fall in love with a book or a new activity. There is something that is bringing so much positive emotion in your life that it's overflowing. And then the dove coming down with the Eucharist is this idea that it's blessed by heaven, that there is, that this is meant to be. And we even see the hand of God offering you this cup. So this is a time to look for something new that that really makes your heart sing, and that can happen during this month. If you chose card number 4, you get the 8 of Pentacles. I particularly really like this card, although some of my friends think this card is quite boring. But this is the card of the craftsman. This is the card of the person who works very hard on something they like to do and gets better and better at it. And of course, this is Pentacles, and so that ends up making you money, bringing you other things that you value. So we see the craftsman very focused on what they're doing. We see the things they have completed. They've completed so much that there's not even a place to hang the pentacles anymore. The town is going on behind them. They're so focused on what they're doing. So this is about being in the flow, doing deep work, being productive, and taking the thing that you want to do and getting much better at it. And so doing that brings you value, brings you money, and clearly brings you an inventory. If you chose card number 5, you get the 4 of Swords. Now, this is a very interesting card. So what we have is a knight who is lying in a church and is resting. Now, this knight, this person, even though they're all yellow, they're not considered dead. They're just not at war anymore. We see that this knight still in armor, still, ready for the fight, but the fight isn't happening at the moment. We see their hands raised in prayer so that they're meditating and aware of what the universe is asking of them. Now, the interesting part is that their sword sits on this platform, and so it's easy for them to grab. If something was necessary for them to do, then they could go and do it. But there are 3 swords hanging over the person's head. Now, swords cards often are about worries or concerns, and these things can just needle us, and it's so interesting that of all the suits, the most negative cards come up in swords, because it's our brains that cause us the most problems, not the other things. And so, is this knight worried? We don't know. What are you worried about? What is needling your brain that you actually don't have issues going on? I mean, this is a perfectly comfortable place for this knight to rest. He's got a nice pillow. He has what he needs, and it's beautiful. We see the stained glass. So can we just put these swords hanging on the wall as not worries, but instead just things that we've conquered in the past? So looking at it from that standpoint, what are your past accomplishments? What are your past joys? Put those on the wall as the trophies, instead of thinking of this as something's hanging over your head. And then just to point out, in the stained glass, we have someone on their knees receiving a blessing from a priest or from a pope. And so there's this idea that this knight here is blessed. You are blessed. And if things are not happening at the speed that you want right now, it is a time of rest. And when the time to take action is at hand, it's very easy for you to get up. You're fully armored. You can grab your sword and go off. And that's it. If you are interested in having a tarot reading, check out the link I have in the description. I also have my video course there, Tarot Reading the Natural Way, and I will see you in the next video.